Hey there, it's Sarah Bailey. Today I want to talk to you about how to go from Facebook Messenger when you're chatting with somebody on Facebook about your home business, network marketing business, direct sales, whatever it is, moving from chat message over to the phone. And why even would you want to do that? Okay, if you can have a message with somebody on Facebook, why bother getting on the phone? Well, let me answer that question first. Why bother getting on the phone? Think about it this way. When you have a conversation with somebody on the phone, you get an idea of the sound of their voice, where they hesitate, whether they might be nervous, they have a concern, or you can tell more about their mood, if they're happy, they're sad, they're excited, they're nervous, whether or not they might have questions, their hesitancy. I mean, all that stuff are things that you can get on the phone that you may not be able to pick up on Facebook Messenger, okay, or text messaging or emailing or whatever you're doing. Because when you are looking at just texting, you're just looking at words, it's a perfect opportunity for miscommunication and misunderstanding. Okay, so it's much easier on the phone. The other thing is that when you connect with somebody on the phone, you're going to get a better real life connection with that person because you've actually had a conversation with them. Okay, so those are good reasons why you want to get somebody on the phone. You can also address concerns they might have, questions they might have, and the conversation is going to go a lot quicker on the phone than it would be through Facebook Messenger. So how do you go from somebody you've never met before to meeting them on Facebook to getting them on the phone? When I first started calling people on the phone, I was nervous, I was scared, but you know what? They're just real people, just like you and me, okay? So it's no big deal. It's going to be a lot easier than you might initially think if you're just starting to do this, okay? So how do you do that? How do you get somebody on the phone? And when is the right time? Well, I also wrote another article on how to start a conversation on Facebook. You can find it on my blog or on my YouTube channel, or I'll put a link below this, okay? So you're going to ask questions when you first meet somebody on Facebook to get to know them and see if they're going to be a good fit for your business. So you'll find common interests you have. You can start talking about that. Ask them what they do for a living, how long they've been doing it, how do they like it, what do they like best about it, what do they like least, have they been in network marketing before or another home-based business, and what kind of experience did they have? Was it positive, was it negative, what did they like about it, what did they not like about it, what challenges did they have, all the stuff you can do on Facebook, okay? So a perfect time to switch to phone is when you get to the point in the Facebook chat where they tell you they've had challenges in the past with a network marketing business for whatever reason. And they're looking now for a different company, and they're looking for something different. That's a perfect time to say, when they say, yes, I'm open to looking at something else, that's when you say, great, perfect. What's the best number to reach you on? I'm much better by phone, okay? Excuse me, dry mouth, and that's tea. So good thing. Okay, got it. Drink my tea. All right, so that's a perfect time. So when somebody says, yes, I'm open to looking at something else, or you're having the conversation with somebody, they've never had a home business before, but you find out they're looking for ways to make extra money from home, and you would say something to them on Facebook, oh, are you open to taking a look at what we're doing and how we're helping people achieve, whatever it is they're looking for, a 5-figure income, 6-figure income, several $1,000s a month, whatever, from home. Are you open to taking a look at what we're doing in our company to see if it's a good fit for you? And if they say yes, then you respond back with awesome or perfect or great or that's good to hear. Great. You would say, awesome, I'm much better by phone. What is the best number to reach you on? Okay, then the reason I say that, what's the best number to reach you on, is that's much more personable, much more friendly. People are likely to have more than one phone number, and they will give out their more private number to people they consider their friends and people they like. Okay, so when you've established that connection with somebody on Facebook, and you ask for the best number, they're going to give you the number that they can reach you directly on. Okay, if you were out at some store or something and somebody gave you their number, it would be like a home number and a landline that they never really use because they don't know you, they don't know if they can trust you, and they don't want to give you their personal cell phone number. But once you've established that connection on Facebook and you ask them directly what's the best number to reach you on, they're much more likely to give you that number that they use with their closest friends. Okay, so that's that simple. The other reason or another timing of like when to switch to the phone conversation from Facebook is when you're going to find a natural opening. It's just going to happen. You're going to get to a point in the conversation where it just makes sense to take it to the phone. Okay, so yes, they're looking to start a new business, or yes, they're open to looking at something new. Yes, they're open to new ways of making money from home. Or they might even ask you a question that would require a long answer, and it's just going to be too much to type it out. And you could say something like, you know what, that's a great question. It's much easier for me to answer that question on the phone. What's the best number to reach you on? I'll give you a quick call and I'll explain it to you. Okay, so that's another way. The other thing is, let's say you're running out the door, or you're running to an appointment, or you have to get on another phone call or something, and you really have to end that Facebook chat message, but you don't want to be rude, and you want to offer, a follow-up time that you can connect with them. You could say, hey Susie, you know what? It's about 4 o'clock right now, and I got to jump on a phone call. What's the best number to reach you on? I'll give you a call later and we can talk more. Maybe get to know each other better over the phone, and I could tell you more about what it is I'm doing. I can learn more about you, whatever. You can make it real low key and casual, okay? Always ask them for the best number. And then, or the other thing is, like, if you're running out of time, you could say, hey, listen, Susie, I'm running right out the door, but I want to continue our conversation, and I'm going to be in the car. I'll just give you a call from my car. If that's okay with you, what's the best number to reach you on? And I'll give you a call in a couple minutes. I've done that countless times, and I usually am running out the door, and it's easier for me to call them on the phone. And then I make sure I take a notepad with me, and I take notes really, as diligent notes as I can, but I'm driving, so I'm not I'm not looking down at my notes. I'm still looking ahead driving, and I kind of just write my notes out while I'm driving. But safe driving, safety first, hands-free, use headsets, right? Don't put the phone on your head, up to your ear like that when you're driving. Use hands-free always. But so I would call people on the phone if I'm running out the door. And that's been great. So here we go. Just a quick summary. Wow, this video is taking longer than I thought it would, but that's okay. It's good stuff. So when do you jump on the phone? 1, when it makes sense. It will naturally come up. I promise you it will naturally come up. 2, when they tell you that they are open to looking at your business. Okay. Number 3, when they ask a question that's going to require a long answer. And you can just say, listen, it's much easier for me to answer that question on the phone. So what's the best number to reach you on? I'll give you a quick call, and I'll be able to explain that better for you. And then the final one is when you're running out the door, or you got to jump on another phone call or another appointment, and you just say to them, listen, I'm running out of time, but I want to continue our conversation. What's the best number to reach you on? And I'll either call you right back, or I'll call you in an hour, or whenever you can set up the time to do that. And so when they give you their number, you're going to say, okay, here's my number, so you'll know what number I'm calling from, so you'll recognize the number when I call. And then that's it. Then you'll continue the conversation when you get on the phone with them, and I'll do a follow-up video on what to say when you get somebody on the phone for the first time after meeting them on Facebook. So I hope this information has been helpful. Post your comments below, share the video, share the blog post, and would love to hear from you and what questions and comments you have personally, and what additions you might have to this as well. Have a fantastic day. Here's to your success.